What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another vlog, another weekly interruption to your life to tell you about how my adventurous, stupendous, never-ending adventure and epicness of a life is going. I'm being sarcastic. My life is boring as fuck. Excuse my language. What's up, guys? I hope you guys are having a good week. You know what? No, I hope you're having a shitty week. I hope things are just going terrible for you. Because then, I can tell you I'm sorry and I hope your next week goes better. I'm just kidding. Alright, so I'm having a pretty uneventful week overall. Haven't really done much. I had 3 days off this week, and then they scheduled me for 6 days in a row. So I had 9 days that I worked in a row. Then I had 1 day off. And then I was supposed to work again. And I took that day off because I'm like, dude, you just had me work 9 days in a row. I'm taking a day off. And so I ended up getting 3 days off. But then they scheduled me for 6 days in a row. Whatever. I can use the time. It's just not much of a dime that I get. Monday is a holiday. I believe it's Memorial Day. I'm not sure. It's kind of sad. I'm pretty sure it's Memorial Day, though. I work that day, but I'll be getting time and a half, so that's cool. I'm pretty sure I lost my insurance. I'm pretty sure I went over that last week. So, just to recap, I guess, I got a letter that said that my insurance was good to go. And then the very next day, I got a letter saying I'm disqualified and I don't qualify for their insurance. I need to get new insurance. So, that was Mo Health. And I guess I'm glad I got all that surgery stuff done before. Literally the day after the surgery is when I got that letter saying that I'm disqualified and I no longer will be receiving benefits. So good timing for my surgery. That's kind of why I was moving so quickly with getting the surgeries. I had a feeling eventually I was going to get cut off. But I got to be honest with you. I am surprised that I get cut off, that I don't qualify for Mo Health when I pretty much make minimum wage. I make $16 an hour. That's minimum wage, essentially. Minimum wage in the state is 15, so 16, which makes this job a job that used to be pretty... a pretty good job. It wasn't a great job or anything, but it was a better paying job. And a more skilled job, tech support, and it turns it into an entry-level job, which is a bummer. I'm 43 years old, and I'm working what is essentially now an entry-level job. I wish I had the money to reopen my business and open it out here and be successful, but I don't have the money or the knowledge on how to accomplish that in a more competitive market. Who knows? Maybe someday my brother will open a computer shop out in Mexico, Missouri, and maybe I can work for him. But I'm not sure how much fun it would be to work for my brother. When I had my business, it was a blast because when there wasn't work to do, I made sure that everyone that was working for me was enjoying being there, not just having to do idle work because they're at work. And I miss my business. A lot of people liked it when they came in, and I really enjoyed it. I liked my shop so much that I used to spend the night there sometimes just because the couch was super comfortable that I had in there, and it was very cool. Like, the AC worked amazing compared to the house that I was renting at the time. I have been thinking a lot about Midna and Zelda. I got to get Zelda in for her shots next month, or at least get the appointment set up. I have to pay them in advance, though, because I've canceled too many appointments on them because I don't have the money that I hope to have when the appointment time comes up. But I got to get her in to get her shots, and I got to get Midna in to get her nails trimmed because her nails are getting a bit grotesquely long, and she doesn't like going outside. So most dogs, they'll go outside and they'll scratch their paws against the ground, and keep their nails somewhat trimmed. Yes, you got to get their nails trimmed no matter what you do, or what they do, but it helps a little bit. And she doesn't dig in the dirt outside. She doesn't like to really be outside. She goes outside to go to the bathroom, and as soon as she's done, she wants back in. And she doesn't diddle around. She goes outside and immediately takes care of business and immediately wants back in. And she's insistent about coming back in too. She'll scratch and bark and howl until you let her back in. But I got to figure that out. Got to get that stuff taken care of. My buddy, Ian, we all got together and we all went out to Fazoli's after work last Sunday. That was a blast. I really enjoy hanging out with my coworkers outside of work. Usually it's just to either go see a movie or go have a dinner together, a couple of us coworkers. So that was fun. And shout out to Ian. I didn't have any money and he hooked me up. He hooks me up a lot because, I don't know, he's nice like that. I guess he knows that money is really hard for me. I have to stretch it and make it bend around corners to suit what I need and get everything taken care of. Speaking of getting other things taken care of, my computer was having some overheating issues, and so it was throttling the CPU. I couldn't figure out what was wrong with why it was overheating, so I put in the CPU cooler that I purchased about 2 or 3 months ago that was for a new build that I'm going to do. And that did not resolve the issue. In fact, I'm going to give you guys a clip at the end of this that'll show you what the new water coolers looks like, sort of. It'll just show you the cool part of the water cooler. But I was still getting overheating issues, so I took the RAM out and put the RAM back in, and suddenly it started working. I also, I was getting memory detection issues, and so I unseated the RAM, seated it, and it temporarily resolved heating issues, but then they came right back. So I went into the BIOS, and I was looking around, and I noticed that my CPU core voltage was set to like 1.9 volts, and it was in the red, so it was definitely overvolted considerably. Now the thing is, I didn't overclock or overvolt or mess with any of those speed ratios, anything like that. I didn't mess with any of that stuff because I don't bother with overclocking anymore. So I do not know how that got set to so high in the BIOS. But as soon as I reset that, overheating issues disappeared completely. But a new issue popped up. Since I installed the new CPU cooler, the system will occasionally have a random restart and freeze and restart, and the CPU cooler's display will freeze up first. So there's either something wrong with the USB hub that I'm using for the internal USB hub that I'm using for the RGB lights and display on the computer, or it's a faulty water cooler. But I've had the water cooler for a few months, so returning it to Amazon isn't a choice. So I'm going to wait until I get the new computer built, which is probably going to be around August, that I'll have enough money saved up to get the parts. I'm going to buy one part at a time until I got all the parts. I only need 2 parts, and then I just want to replace the fans because my fans are getting old and one of them is running slow. I already got a CPU case, a new case, and that CPU cooler. So I'm kind of looking forward to building a new computer. It's a bummer it's going to take me months to get it accomplished. It's a bummer that I'm having to do it in the first place because I spent a lot of money on the build that I have now, and I only built it about 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago. But I've just had so many issues that I don't want to spend the time fixing it anymore. You know, you guys have already heard me rant about it, so we're not going to go there again. We're not going to rehash the same old thing. So On the PS Vita, we're doing our weekly Vita update. On the PS Vita, I have been playing.
Would you be so kind as to accompany this sprite to the palace?
I've been playing Secret of the Mana. It is a fun game so far. I figured I'd take a break from playing Ys for a while. I've been playing Ys for months, different Ys games. So I'm playing Secret of the Mana right now. And then I might play a Star Ocean game that's available on there too. I just added Zelda Majora's Mask PS Vita port to the PS Vita. I also added a Perfect Dark PS Vita port. And I added Morrowind, Elder Scrolls 3, Morrowind, and Blood Moon and Tribunal to ports to the PS Vita. So that's cool. Those are all projects that are currently works in progress, so they're being worked on to actually make them work better and play better. But they all play and they look pretty cool, and it's pretty cool that these aren't emulated games. There is a difference between emulation and porting. I'm not going to go into it now because I don't know how to technically explain it all. Other than emulated is just that. It's emulating the hardware that those products were originally on. Ported means they're taking the product and actually making it run natively on the device that it's been moved over to. It's really cool stuff because it adds a lot of features and functions that otherwise were never in the game. It allows you to do a lot of stuff that emulation can't do. Weight loss. So I've lost about 3 pounds this week. So yeah, I'm down to 317. I was, when I went in for surgery, down to 314, 312. And then last week I had gone up to 320, 321, 320, I believe. And this week I'm down to 317, so hopefully it keeps going down. I try not to weigh myself very often because that can just mess with you in the head because you'll see the fluctuations a lot and wonder, what are you doing wrong? So hopefully it just keeps going down. My only concern is about the surgery is that even though they made my stomach smaller, I find that I'm getting hungry more often than I used to. Usually, I just ate one meal a day and maybe a snack. Now I'm getting hungry much earlier in the day and more often during the day. So I'm concerned that the food quantities may be less at one time, but overall, when I take the whole day's meals, I'm eating about the same when I put it together. So I don't know if I'm doing something wrong there. But I've lost some weight, so. Anyways, I got one last thing. The Boys TV show just ended, and it was an okay ending. It was meh. I wasn't too thrilled by the ending. It wasn't as horrible as many reviewers said, but it wasn't great either when the rest of the show built up so much and they kind of just threw a bunch of plot lines to the side, it seemed like, and just kind of rapidly came up with an ending. And the ending for the main villain just wasn't satisfying. It was meh. But there you have it. Look, I'm going to have one clip at the end of this video that just shows the new display on my CPU cooler. I think it's really cool. The viewing angles aren't the greatest on the display, but in the dark it looks really cool. All right, you guys. Hey, you guys stay awesome, stay cool. Until next week, Josh, peace out. Check out the new CPU cooler I just put in. My computer was having overheating problems. I bought this a few months ago. I was waiting to put it in the new build that I'm working on saving up for. But as my computer woes continue, this system was having overheating issues, so I was thinking maybe it's the cooler that's the issue. I'll throw in this new one that I purchased for the new build. That didn't resolve the issue. What ended up resolving the issue was for some reason reseating the RAM, all the RAM, and then and I reset the BIOS. I believe the BIOS somehow the voltages got seriously upped. I don't know what caused that, but I believe that's what was causing the overheating issues. But all is resolved now, for now. I just wanted to show off this new CPU cooler I got. The bottom screen is a mirror. The top two ones are the actual screen, but the video that I chose to do this really makes it look perfect, like it's the city reflecting off the water. Anyways, just thought I'd add this to the weekly clip. Here we go. Thanks for